want to know what blows my soul so much when it comes to some of these deliveries and pickups? The inconsistency of communication between dispatchers, fleet owners, driver managers, shippers, receivers, whomever, however. I get here at where I'm supposed to deliver, and come to find out, I was informed, honestly, it was an open window. So like on a hustle and bustle type of making moves, I get here like 4 something in the morning, and the woman who I signed in with, she's like, "Oh, sweetie, you know your appointment's not till 10."
One of my delivery facilities. Now, being a local driver may have its perks, but I'm telling you, being over the road, you do not have to be cooped up all the time, every time, 24/7. There'll be some areas to where you can go, explore and venture out to different cities. Just protect yourself, do what you need to do, honestly, to make sure you make it home safe to whomever you need to make it home to. And I'm telling you, try your best to find the significance in the little things. The little things like nature was not little, but you will find value just being out here. It's peaceful. It is. Legit. Tell me why this is a place of delivery. All the buildings, or majority of the buildings, are like this. And you have to disconnect your truck, clearly. It's crazy. I promise when I'm driving through some of these areas, the first thing I'm thinking is, why are trucks supposed to enter or exit through these areas? Look at this turn. It don't make sense, honestly. As I've said before in previous videos, locate some of these facilities on Google Maps before you get there. Why? Because you'll be prepared on what to expect. So, I had this 3-year plan of being over the road, which turned into 2 for my own personal reasons. And over the road is what you make of it. It's not for everybody. It's not. You think a lot. Ideas start to come to you. People you come across. Different scenery. You're exposed to so much. Some of it's BS. Some of it's even more real than you ever expected. So the biggest setback that I experienced upon entering this profession was I did not strategize my finances accordingly. As in, I still had an apartment that the lease wasn't up no time soon. I had a car payment at that time, different types of credit cards, car insurance, unnecessary type of debt that really hindered me internally, because I don't like financial setbacks. I don't. So anyone upon thinking of pursuing this type of route, reduce and minimize as much as you can before you do this. Make sure you have the right support system before you do this, if you need a support system, because it's going to be a huge challenge for you if you don't think those things through. For those who don't know, initially I wanted to haul exotic cars as an enclosed car hauler, but little did I know at that time, I was unaware that some of these car hauling companies, they do take inexperienced drivers. In the beginning, I thought like you had to have 2 to 3 years of car hauling experience to get signed on with some of them, but it's not all true. So the advice I can give to aspiring drivers is, you don't have to honestly be focused on just dry van or refrigerated if you've been told that's the only thing you can do starting out. Venture out and explore other divisions, because you never know, honestly, where it could lead you. I'll be the first one to say this or admit to this. I ain't never won a truck. I didn't, because honestly, I knew that it was a huge financial gamble. It was financial responsibility, that there were other things that I know I'm going to work on and achieve that required a lot more financial responsibility as well. So honestly, I met this owner operator who worked for VL Trucking, and long story short, we had the same exact load. pickup time, delivery, destination, all that. Miles, same thing. I think it was roughly like 570 to 600 something miles, and honestly, he was getting paid $2,000 for it. I was getting paid my cents per mile, and is it worth it? Is it worth being an owner operator? Is it? You're dealing with the tolls, you're dealing with fuel, you're dealing with the maintenance of the truck, any type of possibility that you can experience, any type of breakdowns, anything like that. As where I'm a company driver, I don't have to worry about none of that. I don't have to put aside money to take care of the company's equipment. I don't. So is it all based off of preferential type of decision? What is it? I want to know what y'all think. Is owner operator worth it versus a company, or is it vice versa? All in all, I began to realize I enjoyed my job more than I thought I would. And owning my own truck, honestly, is something that I grew a liking to. Being in control to oversee my own operations, handle my own business the way I know I can handle my own. It's like no other. The implementations of new ideas formulating, cruising through the late nights, is just as sweet as the sage burning sensation through mountains at an elevated height. No response is sometimes better exhibited from one's silent slips. The road can lead you astray the same way people do in different ways. The smooth blues of Coltrane's tunes traveling from interstate to interstate, listening to the sound of the engine and the cool breeze, leaving one's mind at a high type of ease. Some will even understand me. Hydrating with the core of the body's natural pH balance of 7.4, running long, hustling hard, can leave you dehydrated, transitioning into a whole new realm because fulfillment hasn't met the eye. Thankfully, contemplating how I made it over the road 2 years strong, she once asked, "How do you know?" Being blessed with an intuition like no other, the type of feelings you get when one truck stop will leave you in regret. Simply blessed with an intuition like no other. When you automatically know certain things, it's best to keep silenced lips. People won't know what you feel. They don't know what you see. Some will never hear what you hear. It's best through these roads I live in my own reality. One's intuition never lies. Trucking treated me incredibly right. Most grateful for the training acquired. The second company that decided on a new hire. These opportunities are what you make of it. Trucking was never my end goal. Ultimately, you want to own your own truck, straight fresh out of school, there's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you do your research. There's so many factors associated with owning your own truck and running your operations effectively. Be patient about it and don't rush that type of decision. You want to be a company driver? Do your research. When dealing with mega carriers, when dealing with smaller companies, they all come with BS. But I know from mega carriers, a lot of times you're not going to make thousands and thousands and thousands as a company driver, being paid like 40 cents per mile. You're not. So be patient about it. You want to sit there and open up your own business? Make sure you do it for you. Make sure you look at all the stipulations associated with it. Make sure you analyze and evaluate all the factors that go into play with running a business effectively. Take your time about it. It's no rush. You decide after a while you want to go take up a trade or you want to go back to school. Make sure you do it for you.
Or you just running all through the clouds with no care in the world. Legit. And they're so thick. Tell you, boy, this life welcomes many, many, many opportunities. It's honestly all about what's in your mind. partake